time for another Dragonstorm Tarkir draft, and starting off with a really strong pack here. Awaken of the Honored Dead, a great removal spell, gives you some graveyard value, and then you can trade in like an extra land or whatever for a creature. Disruptive Stormbrood, a fantastic card. Unending Whisper, a couple of great Mardu options here if you're looking to go aggro, and then of course the Globe. So I think I'm probably just going to stick with, doing something more grindy, not to pick one of the aggro cards. So really looking at either Disruptive Stormbrew or Awaken of the Honored Dead. This is a pretty tough pick. Between the two, they both are a removal spell. They both can be a threat. They're very similar. One is 3 colors and one is 2. But that being said, if you're playing these 2 colors, I'm almost certainly still playing blue. So we'll take the rare instead of the dragon. That was very close, though. And now the question is, do we want one of these XLs, or do we want to go dragons and grab the dragon and grab the 1-drop? I think that we will be able to find exhales, but this is being able to pick up a Dragonstorm Forecaster so early on really opens up, keeps us open in the draft to going 4 or 5 color dragons. Because we know, we already have this great piece here. So I think we'll take this. Here we see a Mammoth Bellow, the Stormbrood, which is probably my least favorite of the Stormbroods. I'd much rather be, I wish these were swaps and I could grab the light green black one right here. But I think that's okay. Dragon's Prey is also a great pickup here. There's probably that just wants to take a piece of removal because this is my least favorite dragon. That being said, once you start casting one with Flash, you can cast them all with Flash. The thing is, the Omen is just so, you just never use it, almost ever. So I think I'm going to take a removal spell here. I really like Dragon's Prey. And then we'll be looking to snag some dragons as much as we can here. Here it's between Unending Whisper and Monastery Mystic or the Rugged Highlands, but I think I just want to go with the tri-land rather than the dual land here. Okay. Notably, we're not seeing any Exhales or Dragonstorms so far, but that's okay. It's only 5 picks in, and I think I'm just going to pick the most powerful card here. Salt Road Pack Beast is probably the best card in the pack, but for what I'm looking to do, Tawny Back looks great. And then, beautiful. We will see, picking up that Tri-Land is great. This is such a good card to bridge you into the late game in the Dragonstorm deck. Just getting 2 different bodies on the battlefield is really powerful. And here, it's whether we want the Sultai Monument or the Oniak Wayfarer, and I think in this case, I would rather have the Sultai Monument. Just giving us some selection there. And here we have New Way Forward, which is a really tricky card to play. It just doesn't line up very well often, and I think in this case, I would rather just either take the removal spell or the Swiftwater Cliffs. And I think I'm going to try... I already have a removal spell. Do I even want... I think in this case, I'm going to take the removal spell, actually, and hope that I can get some orbs. And then what wheeled here? Nothing that we're looking to play. So we'll just take the Undergrowth Leopard as a potential early play. Wow, Dispelling Exhale wheeled out of that pack? That's crazy. We will snag this, no problem. And then, Swiftwater Cliff still sticking around too. That's interesting. So I have a Monument, a Tri-Land, and then hopefully we can find a Globe or 2 even. And then here, Riverwalk Technique or Roamer's Routine are my options. I think we'll take the... Always like having a Technique in my pocket. I feel like that card is just great. And here, we'll just take a Devotee. Sure, it's a totally fine early play against the aggro decks, and if you're looking to go big, 5 color dragons, you cannot have enough early plays against these aggro decks, because that is a great way to lose. And here we go. One of the best cards in the set, Marang River Regent, so we're going to slam that. What could wheel? Realistically, if we have a couple of aggro players, take these two cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, maybe we get a Piercing Exhale or a Teamer Tawny back. But I doubt anything else will. But really happy to pick this up. This is just such a strong card, and can easily just win you the game. And here we have the option to grab probably just this dragon. This is a pretty weak pack overall. I could get the Aurora Procession maybe. Could be an option to grab a land actually. Maybe not a bad time to grab a land because we only have one so far, and even if it's not like the most ideal land ever, not a bad time to take it. And here I think it's as tempting as a Paranation is. This is really between Rune Scale, Stormbrood, and Saga Wildling. And while we're not like super early, a ton of early green cards, I think this is just such a great way to fix your mana and a great play. So the Stormbrood's definitely tempting here, but I think in this case we go with the Saga Wildling because our mana's a little on the weekend so far in this draft. And Cool Marsh Flats, don't think we're looking to play that. I'd rather just play the Dismal Backwater if we're looking for a land, or the Roamer's Routine are the two cards I'm looking at mostly in this pack. Definitely need to pick up some more dragons and a globe, which we haven't even seen a globe yet. So Dismal Backwater or Roamer's Routine. And I think I'm going to pick up the Backwater because we know we have some early black plays, and it looks like we're probably going to be base Sultai. So if I can grab any Sultai dual lands, I'm pretty happy with that. And here, as much as I really want to grab the Sig Appraiser or the Sultai Monument, definitely going to snag the Dragonstorm Globe to go with our Forecaster here. So and the Thornwood Falls. So this is a pack I wish we would have opened one, so something could have wheeled here for us. Really strong pack. Like this is pick 5, so 4 other cards were snagged out of this pack. Notably, I'm not seeing any aggro cards aside from the Fortress King Guard, so possibly some aggro players to our left, but I'm going to be really happy with the Dragonstorm Globe. And could potentially take this for some card advantage if we're going slow, but I think realistically I'd rather just grab the Strategic Betrayal here and see how it plays out. 2 might be too many for this deck, but we'll give it a shot. And now we have the option of the Veteran Ice Climber, which really is just underwhelming. It just doesn't... unless you're able to put a counter on it and you're doing that, you're more of a beatdown deck. I think this really is more of a beatdown card. So I guess I'm going to take Codis, though again, that's also a card that really, really needs counters to do anything. But we'll just take it. Probably not going to play it realistically. And this seems like a good place to grab a Roamer's Routine. Not bad to have one of those to help our mana situation. And Focus the Mind is what wheeled. Interesting. Focus the Mind and Teamer Tawny back. So because we are limited on dragons, I don't know if we're going to be doing the full dragon thing. And always love having an extra Focus the Mind. Also, like we don't necessarily know we're going to be playing red because Teamer Tawny back is the only red card we have so far. So I'm just going to take the Focus the Mind here in this case. And I'll grab an Aurora Procession. Not likely to play it, but definitely not Aurora Procession. But definitely more likely to play that than any of these other cards here. Pretty surprised this Jungle Hollow Wheel. Definitely happy to snag another Sultai land. And the Roamer's Routine I'm not going to play. I don't think I'm going to play the Cruel Trues. So I'm not going to play a second copy of Roamer's Routine, but whatever. We'll grab the Cruel Trues just in case. And Unending Whisper, wow, definitely happy to pick that up. So what are we looking for here? So we're definitely looking for dragons, particularly. And right off the bat, we have 3 dragons in this pack, so really happy. Definitely going to be taking the Disruptive Stormbrood, since we had to pass on that first one in pack 1. And also tempting to take, this is nice to take the Runescale Stormbrood, but yeah, this is just so much better for us, I think. And who knows? Maybe the Sagu Wildling will wheel, and I wouldn't mind playing 2 of those. Okay, so yep, we're just gonna. I think we'll. How many red sources do we have so far? Just the Monastery Mystic. But both halves of this are just so good. Like, I have to be taking the dragons where I see them. Temur Monument would be tempting too. Dragon Sniper, Sipsiga Brazier, of course. But yeah, we're just gonna. Even if it doesn't matter. Even if you can't play Charring Bite on Storm turn 2, it just kills things so often, and then the gaining 5 life is so significant. Here we're looking at the Whirlwing Stormbrood, which we didn't take earlier, right? Yeah, no, we didn't. Traveling Botanist. Let's take a quick look at our curve. Or Swiftwater Cliffs, or the Balderborn Dragon. And in this case, I think we're just going to take the Balderborn Dragon to give us a second target for our Forecaster. I almost didn't even see that in the pack. Yeah, so we'll snag that. And I guess it's between Detainment and Lion Weight. So what's the likelihood that we get good stuff in our graveyard? Good creatures in our graveyard? Not super high. And that's the thing, is this can just be so awkward to set up. And how's our mana? And we definitely want to be playing white. So neither one of these, like, I feel like both of these are going to be tough to cast turn 3, but Detainment's more likely. And so we'll just take that here. And would love to pick up another Dragonstorm card specifically, and I guess we'll take the Whirlwing Stormbrood here, since we've already passed 2 of these. So we have plenty of dragons, not necessarily the most overpowered dragons in the set. We didn't see any of the gold dragons, the 3-color dragons. Other people were playing those clearly. But that's all right. I think this still looks like a pretty good deck. It's not like the full, oh my gosh, we need to get to turn 10 late game, but you know, we've got some good valuable cards here. So in this case, it's really between Focus the Mind and Aegis Sculptor. How many threats do we have? 12. We're a little light on threats, and I feel like Aegis Sculptor is actually pretty good. We even have a little bit of mill, so really just the 1 mill card, right? So I think I want to take another threat here over the Focus the Mind, but that's close. We'll take a Jungle Hollow, sure up our mana. We're not going to be playing any of these cards, so I guess I'll just grab a lifelinker that we're not going to play. And again, we're not going to play any of these, so sure, we'll grab a Tranquil Cove, making that white splash a little bit easier on us, since we were able to snag that Detainment earlier, so grab another Leopard. Okay. So we definitely have we have plenty of dragons to win the game with. We have, how many dragons do we have? 5? 6, perfect. So that's great. We only have 1 Dragonstorm, but it is very good. So we're not going to cut any of these dragons. And, you know, the thing is like, yeah, being able to, we're a little light on removal. That's okay. We have some counter magic, some instant speed card draw, so I might actually keep the Cruel Truths because of that. Because once being able to play at instant speed is very, very powerful. Happy to pick up 1 of each target for the Forecaster, so we're going to keep that package in. So nothing from this top end because they are all dragons and Focus the Mind. I'm going to cut the Codas. It just does so little without being able to pump it in any way. Auroral Procession is tempting. The fact that it can get back like Monument or Awaken of the Honored Dead. So we'll consider it. I'm going to get rid of Better and Ice Climber. Again, that's just more of a beatdowny card. And in those decks, we are getting the graveyard value, renew value. Aegis Sculptor is maybe. We're going to keep Provoke Technique. Cruel Truths is maybe, but Aurora Procession is maybe. I can cut one of these leopards, I think. Unending Whisper I could potentially cut, but I do like it. I think we want to keep all this, have early plays. I did get a Sagu Wildling, so I'm not sure if I want to play a Roamer's Routine. The Temur Tawny back actually seems a little bit underwhelming because it's most often going to be a turn 4 play. So I think we just cut it simply due to our mana situation, because really after that the only red we have in the whole deck is Charming Bite, so I think I'm just going to cut it. Which makes me want to keep Aegis Sculptor. Oh, I must have misclicked it. I think I actually cut the Roamer's Routine earlier. We'll throw one back in here just to... Okay, so I'm pretty happy with all this. We'll see how these strategic betrayals play out. But usually on early game that's going to be good, and sometimes I've seen these be really good against me, right? Like they gotten a dragon and 2 cards from the graveyard, so these could be it can be good. So I'm not. I think I just don't want to get ran over by Mardu decks and aggro decks, so I'm going to leave the Temur Devotee in. So now it's just about what card draw do I want to cut? Unending Whisper or Cruel Truths or Rural Procession. I can probably we'll take a look at let's take a look at my mana first, so then I can decide whether or not I want to cut the Roamer's Routine. So right now the only red sources I have in the entire deck are Monastery Mystic and Dragonstorm Globe. And then they can go grab it. So do I want to play a basic mountain? Let's first look at make sure we have 17 lands. We do. Okay, so how much blue do we have? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue. Not bad. Green, we're looking. Let's see. Yeah, black. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of black. Not as much as I would have thought. We're not really playing that much black, so that's fine. Green, we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and we have plenty of white sources. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't really have a ton of green. I think I want to play... So I think I'm going to cut the Aurora Procession. I like having the early cantrip here. We're going to keep the threat because we're kind of light on threats. And then just about do we want some card draw or mana fixing? And I think I also need to decide if I want to play a basic mountain, which I don't think I do. As much as like Charming Bite is amazing, I don't think it's worth playing a basic mountain. We'll just see if we can cast it sometimes. Great with the globe and the monastery, Mystic Monastery, but I'm really happy to just play the creature side of Twin Maw. So not sad about that. Then again, if we cut this, keep the Roamer's Routine, then we could potentially play a basic mountain. So let's look at maybe we do that over 2 planes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, 4, 5. Yeah, we're definitely gonna cut up planes here, and the question is, do we want to add a forest? And I think the answer between Sagu Wildling and Roamer's Routine, I think we do want to add a forest, but yeah, just not worry about having a basic mountain. If we ever get to play the roast, that's a nice option, but we don't need it. So we'll just play another forest here. Perfect. And we have some solid mana here. There's that extra forest. Imagine if that was a plains, how much worse this would look. Oh, beautiful. Well, we can now go grab our swamp. That was a really good draw. Now let's just slam the globe here. Let's just top deck the globe and be off to the races, yeah? I think that sounds like a good plan. Alright. Alright. It's a little greedy for me to wish for something like that. Ooh, they're gonna miss their. Ooh, they're missing their land drop and having to discard. Okay, well, that's pretty good for us. Now, do I want to draw 3 then discard a card? Maybe, but also just both halves of this card are just so good. I think I do. Still card advantage, and you can always just draw it again later. And what do we want to discard here? Probably the leopard. Oh, perfect. What did I say about top decking it? Or about drawing it later? We'll just draw it right away. Oh yeah, they missed their land again. And they don't have a removal spell they can burn? Or, yeah, they have to. Oh, that's brutal for them. So, here's the thing. I don't think I really want to actually cast this because I can just keep drawing 2 and discarding 2. And I think the question is, do I want to do that before I surveil? That's what I'm debating. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm at 7 cards in hand, right? So if I draw 2 and discard 2, but then I play my land, I'll be fine. So let's play my land. And then I get to leave up Dispelling Exhale. I think we go ahead and do that. Discard Jungle Hollow. Or no, we'll discard the Forecaster at this point. There's only one target for it, and I'd rather just hit my land drops. And surveil that to the graveyard. Awesome. Come on, hit your land drops, opponent. I'm sorry. You don't get to do anything this game. Well, hey, they discarded some value. Look at that. Whatever. I already have plenty of removal in hand. I think I just want to find something, fuel the graveyard for this Aegis Sculptor, and yeah. I mean, this is a little bit of a non-game, so. Yep. And either way, I'm going to get 2 2/2s here. So playing the Dragonstorms for more value. Not that it really matters this game, but like, you know, what's going to be better. And yeah, you can that can resolve. Yeah. Sometimes you have auto losses. Sometimes you get free wins. We'll take them where we get them, and hopefully we can have a more interactive game this time around. Awesome. And here we're on the play with 3 lands and a globe. What's not to love? Sweet, we even drew a forest. So we're playing against Abzan maybe? Okay, well hopefully they don't put a... I don't have any instant speed removal. So I have the option of killing that now with one of these two cards and drawing a card with Unending Whisper. Or what I really like doing is leaving up all this mana and then just playing my own threat. And the next turn, if I need to, I could remove both their things if they play another creature. Okay, sweet. So it's just worried about them getting some value of drawing a card, and that's not the case, and we'll... Interesting. So we could kill both their things. I just don't really care about them. Or we could just play another dragon. I think I would rather just... And notably, I could destroy this and then have them exile the devotee. So that way they don't get the value. They can't get this recurring value. But I think in this case, I'm willing to do the same thing one more time of leaving up. They weren't able to get any value last time. They missed their land drop. I think I'm going to leave up the mana, play the dragon at instant speed here. And the question is, which dragon do I want? And I think... I don't have any other instants in hand. I think I'd rather just get the surveil action going. Like, I'm losing a point of power, but that's okay. And here, do I want to draw 4 or draw 3 and discard a card? Probably, because if I rip a land, then I can cast Unending Whisper post-combat. I think we do that. Okay, easy discard there. Okay. So now we just have a bunch of removal. We found another threat, which is good in case they answer our threat here. Next turn I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, which is nice, so I can play a threat and kill something. You know, having the thinking about last turn, I was so focused on hitting my land drops and stuff that, you know what, I think it would have been better just to surveil, get my surveil on, and then try to cantrip into a land. I could have even cast the Unending Whisper twice, and then I would have the river in hand to bounce both these creatures, and I think that would have been better. I'm not gonna, whatever. If they're just cheating an extra couple points of damage, I don't care. Okay, can they hit their land drop? They cannot. Brutal. Okay, so with 7 mana, yeah. I do apologize. I think we're going to... I don't want to fall too far behind on Let's see what they do here, because now they do have the combo of being able to draw cards. So yeah, we got rid of their graveyard value, and we're just gonna kill something else here. Is there anything in my graveyard I want to get back? Not necessarily, but I think just playing the sorcery speed expensive card here and using our mana well makes the most sense. And we can draw another card. Oh, beautiful. So we got threats, we got answers, we've got potentially another threat if we want from our, if there's something we want to grab here. So yeah, still no land for my opponent. That is brutal. Yeah, I'm happy to draw this. And we can even just draw now and sure up that we know we'll win the game here, because then they can't do anything. So let's just go ahead and do that main phase. Protect our dragon and just win. Because they can only attack us for 4. So 2 games in a row where my opponent just got completely stuck on lands. At least this opponent was able to play some spells. When nature calls, run. Obliged. Well, opponent seemed to be a good sport about a tough situation, but hey, 2-0 the easy way. Well, this is brutal. I don't think I can keep this hand as tempting as it is, because this is a whole lot of do nothing. There we go. This hand is much, much better, and we'll just throw back a forest. We'll just play Dismal Backwater. Sultai Monument can go grab me another island. We're off to the races here. But, ooh, that's pretty tempting. Yeah, let's play that and the tap land. I was just gonna play the Undergrowth Leopard, but I would love to go grab a globe, even if it's a turn late. Shock Brigade is pretty good. Double Shock Brigade is also pretty good. Oh my gosh. And let's go grab a globe. Oh wow, that's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So I was going to say that I could play the Undergrowth Leopard or Strategic Betrayal, but this is just going to catch me up so much that I'm just going to play the Monument here and guaranteed that I can hit my 6 mana. So I'm gonna get hit for 3 here, and then be able to bounce 2 of their things, and hopefully they don't have like some insane 4-drop on that really affects us. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. And it doesn't even kill the river. if I choose not to bounce this, it doesn't even kill the Marang River Regent because it only does 3 damage or 6 damage, and it says the 7th point of toughness here. So totally fine. We're in a great place, and I just need to decide. Oh, it's gonna have the 8th point of toughness, of course, even because of the globe. And these are all 2-drops. I think we just want to. Yeah, because they've been missing land drops, I'm gonna bounce this and just set them so far back. And they found their planes, so they could have something big here. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. So I could, because I drew the land, I could just flood the board with a bunch of 2-drops. I could have them something die. I could also go grab another dragon, which I think is probably worth it. So first things first. Let's attack for 7. And then I think just putting 2. Well, there's a question of, do I put 2 blockers on the battlefield, or do I put 1 blocker on the battlefield and then kill something? And let's see, I have 7 mana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So actually, maybe I want to do. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll get rid of. We'll get rid of the Shock Brigade. We'll focus the mind. Discard the Unending Whisper. We'll play the Undergrowth Leopard here. I'm playing the Leopard. Ooh, okay. That's exactly what we don't want to see. So we're gonna take the 3 damage, and then I think we're just gonna kill both of these things. Oh, nice. They left with this Pack Beast, which is great. Very good for them. Very good turn for them. But I think we can just kill both of their things and put them on a 2-turn clock. And then next turn, I could potentially. We'll see what they do. I could potentially go find the Boulderborn Dragon in my main phase, or in my upkeep, so I don't mill it over. And I think I'm tempted to do that because that is just a pretty good play for me. Well, then again, now they can just kill it. So not as good for me. We'll see what they do. We'll see if they leave up any type of removal because they are just facing lethal here in the air. Sweet. All right. And starting off on the draw with 2 lands and a monument and a devotee. So I think I'm actually going to keep this. At first I thought this was an automatic ship back, but the monument changes everything. My opponent mulliganed into an island. So neither one of us with a dual land. Oh, that's pretty good. I think I just want to kill that. Yeah. Then I can monument next turn. Yeah. I'm going to have to kill it eventually, so might as well just do it now and not be taking 2 in the air every turn. Ooh, nice. I love Dragonologist. That card is great. They're in the tank. They got some options. What did they give us? Okay, Focus the Mind. Yeah, very nice. And then, perfect. We got a green source. So we'll go ahead and go grab an island. Play the tap land here. And now Roamer's Routine can go get a Plains. Even better. Even better than it needing to go get a forest or island. So, and of course they get the forest based off the devotee. So, all right, and here we have, yep, I think just an opportunity to also go and now we did draw our second blue source and a white source. I don't think we're going to need 2 white sources. So, do we want second green or third blue? And I think we just take second green, I suppose, since now we have our white source. And now I need to start playing some threats out because I'm scared of what my opponent can do. Because I know I don't have like the extreme top end other than the Regent. And this card is not the most impressive card to me. Focus Mind, however, very impressive. Okay, so the question is, do I even want to play out the Devotee, or do I just want to play Disruptive Stormbrood into and leave up Exhale? Oh, I only have 6 mana. I was thinking I had 7. Okay, no, we're definitely not playing the Devotee. Absolutely not. So if they play some big bomb, I will exhale it. Otherwise, I'll just play my own threat and go on from there. And that would not constitute a big bomb. Not to mention, I can't even counter it even if I wanted to. So I have 4 open mana. And what's the likelihood they have a 4 mana play that I want to counter? Not as high. We know they aren't going to be dropping some huge bombs, so I think I'm just going to try to take the value if I can. They might just kill it right away. Oh, they let me get blocks in. So I think we kill the Dragonologist that way in case they don't, to avoid their dragons getting what's it called? Hexproof? Nice, that's pretty good. Would be nice. Good turn for my opponent. Now they don't have anything in their graveyard they can go get, right? Because this is, it does have to be X is, yeah, they have to grab X plus 1. So in this case, they can only grab a 5. So we're going to just now the question is, do we want to play the Boulderborn Dragon? Not really, because I think I'd rather just play out the Devotee and leave up Exhale, and then next turn I'll have 7 mana, so I can play the Boulderborn and the Exhale if needed. If I don't. Yeah, we'll hold off. We'll hold off and play the Devotee. It's not like it really does anything. It just blocks the Sib-Sig Regent, or the Sidisi, if they attack with it, which now they're less likely to. Right. Now they have a creature with power 4 or greater. So maybe I think I should have maybe just killed the heirloom or the creature, one of the two, and left up Dispelling and Exhale. Yeah, I probably should have done that. Give my opponent some extra value here. Don't care about that. They got 6 mana up. Oh, shoot. Yeah, look at that. Okay, well, I'm playing the game pretty horribly, and that shows. Like, if I lose this game, which I likely will, this is absolutely my fault, because I had the opportunity to kill the CDC, and instead I killed the Dragonologist, and they played a 2-drop and got the value. So I also let them draw an extra card when I could have countered kill this. So and now they're probably going to kill the Whirlwing Stormbrood, but that's fine, because I don't have any more dragons to play at instant speed anyway. Okay, they left one on top, one in the graveyard. I think I'm going to leave that on top so I can kill the heirloom with it. And then I think I just want to crack this so I can block and then leave up Dispelling Exhale, which I've been telegraphing this whole time. Like, what are they going to do? Not play their dragon? No, they're not going to play their dragon. They're going to play their Crater Hoof. Nice. Yeah, nice to you. You were just going to win the game on the spot. And then I'm going to save this Awaken the Undead for their Death Touch Dragon, because so far they haven't had an answer for Boulder Dragon, and we're not going to attack with those because they have 2 1/3s. Throw that into the graveyard. That's basically drawing a card that's so good to fail in the late game. And then we're going to do this now so they don't get the mana. Play the Devotee. And whatever, doesn't matter. Okay. Remember earlier when I was like, oh, I'll kill the Dragonologist, that way their things don't have hexproof, and instead I just let them get an extra dragon and still have their creatures have hexproof. So I remember. Do I even want to cast this? I mean, I do. The debate is just like, oh, what if I draw the globe? Then it's a 4/4 and it doesn't matter still. So, I need to find my dragon's prey is what I needed to do. Alright. Good game. I don't think I would have ended up winning if I would have played better anyway, but definitely didn't deserve the win. You know, my opponent played better than me anyway. But Craterhoof Behemoth, 2 Craterhoof Behemoths is better than 1. Okay, very happy to keep this. See what I want to do. I want to draw another Forecaster, man. I love the Forecaster. And unless we don't see our 5th land over the next couple of turns, I don't see myself playing. Oh man, Shock Brigade's so good. I don't see myself playing the Saga Wildling here, so. Maybe I should have, so that way I could have guaranteed. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to counter it, whatever it is. Not the strongest thing to counter, but I want to be playing my own threats to not let this game last, to forever, and they're just attacking me the whole time. So, Devotee doing a good job of locking up the ground, exactly what we said. And oh boy, I need to find a removal spell, and fast. That'll do. That will do. I'm sure they're going to put it on top. So they are just going to be slamming threat after threat. So will I. And then I can grow the Aegis Sculptor. But man, that really helps set them back a turn. Still sitting at 20 life. Awesome. Yep. And the only thing I'm considering is like, oh, what if I play the Saga Wildling? And then later what I could do is I could still double spell by giving 3+1/+1 counters and playing the Strategic Betrayal. But I think that's just not necessary. And I'd rather just have the actual body on the battlefield. Now, if they do play this, notably I do get to at least trade with the reigning victor. And even though this is only going to be getting the Strategic Sharpshooter, the Shocking Sharpshooter, I'm more than happy to be snagging the Sharpshooter with this Strategic Betrayal. Wow, interesting. So they presumably have some type of trick. I don't care. I don't want to expose the Stormbrew to the trick. But maybe they also just wanted to clear a blocker and to clear a blocker out of the way and that they have to deal with eventually and get the extra 2 points of damage in. That's okay if that's all they wanted to do. I don't think this is worth risking this to a combat trick to save 1 point of damage. Interesting. My opponent goes tank, 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 nothing, so I guess they probably have some type of removal spell. That's really good for me. I only have 1 black source, though. That's kind of brutal. Okay, let's see what they do here. Okay. Let me think about this for a second here. I'm pretty sure Ruinous Ultimatum is in this format, right? I'm trying to think how I lose this game if I play out the Saga Wildling, and being at 17 life, and the fact that they didn't play this makes me really curious, concerned. They didn't do anything in the last turn. Oh, interesting. They're just looking to double spell. Okay. Well, maybe I was played a little too conservatively. Would love to have... And then the fact that I'm just gaining 3 life here really shears up any type of like, oh, could I die? I mean, I guess, okay, this turn I will... Well, I guess I... That doesn't really make sense here. I completely switched gears unnecessarily in over the 2 turns. Sweet. Okay, we got there. If I was playing around the Cruel Ultimatum, or whatever it is, the Mardu Ultimatum, that I think is in this set, because I think I got it played against me last night when I was in the middle of scooping anyway. And beautiful mana. We even have our 1 red source, our 1 of 2 red sources. And so we're just chilling with a couple of removal spells and a great threat against 5-color dragons, I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, why would you play this card? That's right, it can't cast omen spells. I did forget that. It can only cast... Definitely don't mind seeing some ramp here against a Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon opponent. And we will go get second blue source over second white source for sure. The only reason I ever want that second white source in the odd event that we want to play both halves of these at the same time, which we don't want to do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that. If I would love to rip the 2-drop that kills that, but I just can't have all of my dragons be outsized by their dragons. Notably, the Strategic Betrayal looking absolutely awful here against the Antioch Wayfarer, but it's a necessary evil. Yeah. So they could thinking about mana efficiency here. I think I just want to avoid... I think I'm happy to take a turn off. To not let them ramp to 5 mana, and then also get an extra +1/+1 counter potentially. And I could cast the Strategic Betrayal thinking it's not going to get any better, but that's not true. It definitely could get better. We could get some value from their graveyard. Right, see a Roamer's Routine from their graveyard. We could they might eventually have to block with this if we get a ground creature ever. And yeah, we're just going to play the bigger dragon rather than the instant speed dragon. And it'd look really good on their end. A Strategic Betrayal. See what I mean? That's why this card can be good. Like, if they cast that right now, it's devastating. You get the, I don't really care so much about the Roamer's Routine, but they get the Unending Whisper and the Big Dragon. Okay, Focus the Mind, very good for my opponent. Yeah, so I really need to end this game fast. Good value for my opponent. Okay, that's awesome. This is how I can win these games. This is definitely by far my best top end card, but we'll see. I mean, they could have like an Ugin or something here, and I don't have any counter magic, so. Oh, them just flashing back Roamer's Routine. There's no way they just don't have gas, right? Like, they have to. Interesting that they cast the Roamer's Routine rather than the Unending Whisper. I mean, whatever. We're still going to play this. If they counter it, they counter it. Oh, they're just going to kill this. That's totally fine. Yeah, okay, they counter it. Not too surprising there. They even show the Wildling, even though they didn't have to. I think we just need to try to end this game. No, they're going to cast the Wildling. Whatever. I don't care. You know what this does do? Bouncing this. We're going to leave that in hand in case we want to discard it to the, what's it called? Focus the Mind. Bouncing this means they might not play it, which means Strategic Betrayal might get some value. Because they might want to play, they need to deal with what's in the air. So they play the Wildling, they're going to want to play something else, so they don't have to just chump block with Wildling. Technically they don't have to, but, you know, because they'll be at 13 life, but there's a good chance that they don't have the mana to play the Aniak Wayfarer this turn. So bouncing that might open up an opportunity for the Strategic Betrayal to get more value than just the Unending Whisper in their graveyard. Okay, they play a Twin Moss Stormbrood of their own. We have 4 mana available if they try to counter this. Which is presumably what they have. Oh, okay. So the question is, do we want to trade? I think the answer is no. That was really good for them, being able to counter that. Really good for them. Come on, opponent. What are you doing? You're not going to chump block. You are? Oh my gosh, what on earth could you have? That's scary. That is terrifying. Death begets life? Yeah. That's what it feels like. Which, GG's if that's what they have. They can't go get Ugin with this, right? No. I can't believe they chump blocked. That's crazy. at 15 health when I have when it trades with the Twin Raw. It feels like Death Begets Life, and they took the 6 life over the extra card because they were gonna. This can't be good. This can't be good for me. This has got to be Death Begets Life, right? Or something else that's gonna kill me that I'm not thinking of. That's not it. This is weird, man. This is weird. I mean, I guess they're looking at like the 3/3 just does nothing, which is fair. They're not totally wrong on that. And if they have an instant that they can cast and trade with and have these two trade, that's fine by me. Okay. Well, that's odd. So I have 2 lethal attackers in the air, but you know what? If they have Death Begets Life, I'm not coming back from it anyway. So we're just going to go all in. And put 4 lethal flyers in play. Yeah. Really odd. That jump block was just so weird. Yeah, non-dragons, dude. Yeah. Yeah. That's rough. That is rough to not know what that card does. There's a reason I wasn't playing around that card. Okay, I'm going to have to ship this one back. This hand does nothing. And this looks great. We even get our forecaster here. So I think I'm just going to put back the Undergrowth Leopard. And be happy with having a threat, an answer, and some card advantage here. And if I can rip an untapped land, then I can... We'll see what happens here. So, always a little unfortunate to have to play this on turn 2, but that's all right because I have tapped lands anyway, so whatever. Oh, and there's the globe. Okay. Got to cast this right away to go grab my Boulderborn. Hopefully I don't draw that. That was unfortunate. Against Mardu, huh? Let's just use our mana efficiently here. I think about blocking or killing this rather. I kind of hope they don't, but if they do, they do. Yeah, we're blocking here. I don't care. It's against my Mardu opponent. I just got to cast my spell. I just got to do what I got to do. And if they want to trade this for my forecaster, I'm totally fine with that. That one, on the other hand, that's a little bit of a bummer, but that's all right. It's still a card out of their hand, so it is what it is. And what do I want to do? Do I want to kill something? Do I just want to be efficient with my mana? Yeah. And we'll see if they have another trick. I don't expect... Oh, it's pretty freaking good. Wouldn't mind if I... Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's really good for me. So here's what we can do. Oh, I only have one black source again. Oh, well. I don't care. And I think I'm just going to attack. Man, that would have been really good to be able to double spell that turn and just clear the board, and then have 2 cards in my graveyard to grow my Aegis Sculptor. But whatever, it is what it is. So the question is, do I want to Riverwalk Technique this or just Strategic Betrayal them? And I think I want to Riverwalk Betrayal that. I could leave this back on defense, which isn't a terrible idea. I think then I can start pumping stuff. I think I'm going to attack. And then once I can get a counter on this next turn, then I can consider leaving it back on defense. Obviously, you don't let the mobilize trigger happen. And yeah, I know that if they get to play that again, like, they get the extra value of the +1, but they got other stuff to play. They got a handful of cards. Yeah, they're putting on the bottom, so. Okay, my guess is they're trying to potentially kill this, but I don't care. And we will absolutely discard this for this. And if I cast this, oh, never mind. Interesting. What are they doing their turn? And notice that this allows me to cast sorceries as with flashback as well, so I can, or at instant speed, so I can play this. It'll have 5 power from the Dragonstorm Globe and flashback on any Whisper for a very good turn. Now, what's my opponent doing? They're going to kill this post-combat? Well, I'm definitely glad I attacked. Oh. Oh. They're just going to casually cast Rally the Monastery. Ooh, boy. This is a really good turn for my opponent. All right, well, they're willing to lose a creature to this. We'll cast the thing that can pump stuff. Go to regular damage. Draw a card. Beautiful. Gain 5 life and just... One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. So I think we attack with the 5/4, leave back the 4/5 on defense. Obviously, not to mention the ward, much better blocker, stats wise and with ward, and then it's pretty good for my opponent. Make sure they pay the ward too. Then we'll and I'm just going to take the 2/2 rather than the prowess. And I'm one short of lethal. We're definitely going to cast the Betrayal. The question is, ripping a land there stinks. Any other card there would have been so good. The thing is, if I only attack with the Twin Ra, I'm also one short of lethal next turn. So if I'm at 8, and they have, like... If I'm at 8, they would have to cast 2 spells and also something that pumps. That's definitely possible. I feel like I have to keep. Yeah. And then I can do this with flash, so I'm definitely going to. They just see a bunch of mana up. Hopefully they're scared, but they also just have to attack, so how scared can they be? We're just going to do this now. Oh, I guess I should have done it before blockers. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. That was really bad. Hopefully I don't die with that misplay. Evolving Wilds, huh? They probably needed that to be an untapped land, I'm guessing. Now that I at least have a blocker, try to do something. All right, 6-1. Can we get the trophy? We will be keeping this hand. Very happy to see the island there. Go ahead and play out the Devotee, just in case my opponent happens to be some type of an aggressive deck. You never know, they could be Jeskai. You don't really see Jeskai decks too often, but they could be Jeskai. You know, maybe. Okay, yeah. I mean, these are cards you see in the aggressive decks. Lands and Mardu, right? These aren't the Teamer dual lands you see. Oh yeah, we're definitely countering that. The card's just so good. It's just so good. And the question is which threat do I want to play on time? And I think it's just the current one. Because it could rip an untapped land next turn, you never know. Ooh. Uh-oh. Well, We can also rip a tap land, but at least it's a white source, so that's good. Because they're globing, and we're not globing. And that's going to be the big difference. I think I'm going to take this turn, hope that they can only play to build out the battlefield more, and then we'll see what we want to do as far as what we want to remove. But if they play a second dragon here, I mean, we just have to start ripping removal spell after removal spell. To have a hope and or a prayer against this. Yeah, that's it's pretty freaking good. Whatever. Our game plan doesn't change. It's going to be play a weak Air Force against their very strong Air Force and hope that we can start ripping removal spells. So, game plan here, I need to do nothing but rip removal spells, and my opponent needs to do nothing but rip lands for the rest of the turn and only have lands in hand the rest of the game. Really surprised to see, just wasn't expecting off of these basic first two lands here. Oh yeah, they're going to rip just lands for sure. No way they're drawing gas with this. No way they just drew into another dragon that's going to be bigger than all my dragons. See, all they have is lands. They were just deciding which land to discard. That's it. All right. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna rip another dragon here. I'll play one more turn, but might as well just scoop in. It's getting late. Want to go to bed. If I rip the target the edict effect, then we'll see what happens from there. But go on, just attack opponent. Okay. Not too surprising to see me as a kind of a mid-rangey dragon deck beat some of the aggro decks and then lose to the true Dragonstorm deck. So not surprised that by any means by what happened there. But here we go. We're 6-2, so no matter what, this is our last game of the draft, and at least we are starting off with good mana. And even more good mana. All right. I will see your leopard. And the funny thing about this trade is if he offers it, he probably has something good he wants to protect. But I know I have a globe I want to protect, so, it is what it is. Also, when you did shut, yep. Amazing. So, very funny that we both wanted to trade our undergrowth leopards in order to protect our globes. And we will play this, go get a second blue. And my opponent did miss their land drop, so that's good for me, even after looting. Yeah, we definitely don't care about that. Not that we could counter it anyway. Okay, so I think we just want to keep things simple here. And we could play the Aegis Sculptor and leave up Dispelling Exhale. But what I like the ability to leave up Dispelling Exhale and go grab the Boulderborn Dragon. So we're going to hope that we don't draw the Boulderborn Dragon right here. Okay, we do not. And then we'll just... And if they play two cards, yeah, I was going to say, if they cast 2 cards to get the +1/+1, I just don't care. We're going to do this technically the right way. And we've just drawn lands here, so hopefully we can draw some gas soon enough. Yeah, we'll take another 4. This Tawny Back's doing work, man. They've gotten in for a lot of damage. Wonder if they have the white exhale here. Yeah, we'll definitely keep this. Doesn't look like it. Oh. That's pretty good. Gain 4, draw 4. Deal 4. I think I just want to cash these in so I can trade them with the Tawny Back rather than have to trade this with the Tawny Back. But I think that, I mean, that's probably going to be game there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Doesn't have first strike at least, right? So, yeah. And hopefully they just don't have a creature and non-land creature. Uh-oh. Going to get a dragon here. I don't know why they're doing it right now, main phase, but whatever. Oh, I guess, yeah, to get the Omen. Okay. But they have to have like a 1-drop creature in order for this to work, for this thing to go off, but... Sweet. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Okay, well, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 6. Obviously, we're not casting the Roamer's Routine. His Air Forces looked pretty good. Forcing my hand to play this now before attackers and stuff, but gaining the 3 life is going to be... Ooh, interesting. That's really good for them. Now, if they can also cast a creature with this extra mana, then I'm hosed, but hopefully that's not the case. Ooh, yeah, very good turn by my opponent. Wow, they didn't attack. That's so fascinating to me. If only I had a way to grab that now. Okay, we're going to put as many bodies on the battlefield as we can. And pray. And pray. I can't believe they didn't attack. I guess they're going to attack with it as an 8/8. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So now they're attacking with everything. So now we got to do some math here. I don't even know if I can stay alive, but we're going to do our best. So they can pump this. This is brutal. Yeah, so I have to kill this. These trade, double chumping here, and then I'm taking 5. And then next turn I can play this, which can kill this. Oh, unless they have something else here. Which can kill the Effort Master. Okay. Yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, next turn I was going to be able to kill the Effort Master and have a blocker to gain 5 life, trade with this, and but instead we're just dead. Good game, good game. Bummer to be 6-1 and not get the 7th win in the last couple, but very happy with this deck. I think it played out better than I thought. Yeah, I got a couple free wins early on with people not casting, drawing their lands, but overall, if we take a quick look at the deck here, Teaming Dragonstorm was great. Even though I didn't get to ever bounce it back to my hand, I was pretty impressed with that card. I think that was my first time playing with this card. I've heard good things about it, and it looked really good there. And then I think I played pretty well overall with knowing what to do with globes and then having a big Air Force and playing against my opponent's globes. And then those last couple games, like my opponents drew their top end, I didn't, and that's just the difference there. So yeah, if I could have drawn the Regent, right, that would have changed the game dramatically. But overall, had a lot of fun. We'll see you next time.